We have crossed a sacred threshold, 1,000 subscribers. But this number is more than a count. It is a confirmation. A divine confirmation that spirit moves where faith has been planted. This is a moment of celebration, yes, but even more, it is a moment of revelation. And that revelation is this: gratitude is power. Gratitude is presence. Gratitude is prophecy. When we give thanks, we do not just acknowledge what is, we call forth what shall be. To say, thank you, is to plant a seed in the rich soil of the infinite. And the harvest. Oh, beloved, the harvest is always more than what we imagined. This channel, this journey, this unfolding, we did not walk it alone. Each soul who clicked, subscribed, listened, shared, you were moved not just by curiosity, but by divine guidance. Something in you was called to this space, because something in you knows. You are meant for more. And we thank you, not just for your presence, but for your alignment. You have become a mirror to the message. You are proof that when truth is spoken with conviction, when the word is spoken with power, when the vision is held in unwavering faith, the universe rushes in to multiply it 1,000-fold. Let us be clear. Gratitude is not a reaction, it is a creative force. It is not, thank you because I received. It is, thank you because I believe. And that belief is the fire that melts down fear. That belief is the substance from which miracles are made. Look around you. Look within you. All things begin in the invisible. And what brings them into form? It is not striving. It is not stressing. It is the calm, commanding, confident voice of thanksgiving. When you thank the universe in advance, you tell it, I know who I am. I know whose I am. And I know what is mine by divine right. So today, as we celebrate 1,000 subscribers, we don't just say thank you. We activate the law. We say, thank you for 10,000 more. Thank you for every life touched. Thank you for every burden lifted. Thank you for the healing, the wisdom, the overflow. Because it is already done. It is already ours. Gratitude is the gate, and we have walked through it. Now let us keep walking, with joy, with faith, and with the certainty that spirit has only just begun. 1,000 thanks. And more. Dove, behind every visible victory lies an invisible power. It is not by chance or human effort alone that success arrives. No, every outward achievement is born first in the realm of the unseen, in the mind, in the spirit, and in the spoken word. Before the 1,000 subscribers ever appeared on the screen, before the numbers were visible to the eye, there was already a movement in the divine realm of substance, silently gathering, drawing, preparing, ready to reveal itself in time. People often believe that results are created by doing, but the wise know, results are first created by knowing. Knowing who you are. Knowing the law under which you operate. Knowing that there is a force greater than you, working through you, whenever you align with truth, with purpose, and with faith. When that alignment is pure and unwavering, there is nothing that can stand in the way of manifestation. This channel, this space, this platform, it was not built by numbers. It was built by faith-filled intention. Every message, every word spoken, every truth declared, was not entertainment, it was spiritual work. It was the movement of divine power through the spoken word. And the spoken word is creative. The spoken word is magnetic. It draws unto itself that which matches its vibration. That is why these subscribers did not just find this channel. They were drawn by law, summoned by spiritual resonance, pulled in by the invisible cords of truth, light, and alignment. When we look at milestones, 1,000 subs, a goal achieved, a breakthrough realized, we must not merely see the number. We must see the spiritual activity behind it. That activity is faith in action. It is the soul saying, yes, I am ready. It is the universe answering, then here it comes. And how does that power move? Quietly, invisibly, constantly. It does not shout, it does not struggle, it simply responds to command. When you command with belief, when you declare with confidence, it is done, the universe goes to work immediately, orchestrating all things for the perfect demonstration. And in time, the evidence arrives. In time, the subscribers show up. The doors open. The blessings pour. And people call it luck, or algorithm, or chance, but you and I know, it is the law in motion. So when you celebrate a victory, understand that the true victory was not when the number ticked over to 1,000. The true victory was when the soul believed. The true victory was when the vision was held against all odds. The true victory was when gratitude was given before the result ever showed up. That is where the power lies. That is where the real work is done. And that is how we walk forward, not by sight, but by inner knowing that the invisible always precedes the visible, and faith always makes the way. Thankfulness in advance is the greatest act of faith a soul can perform. To give thanks before the manifestation appears is to declare, with boldness and certainty, that the thing you desire is already done in the invisible realm. It is to claim your blessing before it has taken form. This, dear soul, is the secret of creative power. The world waits to see before it believes. But those who walk in truth, those who understand divine law, they believe, and then they see. Thankfulness is not simply good manners. It is a magnetic force, and when it is released in advance, it works as a spiritual command. It says to the universe, I do not doubt. I do not beg. I do not wish. I know. And the moment you know, the moment your heart sings with certainty, all of heaven begins to move on your behalf. Conditions shift, people are placed, doors are arranged, all in response to your unwavering gratitude. When you thank in advance, you remove delay. You remove fear. You remove resistance. Why? Because you are no longer waiting to see results in order to feel good. You feel good now. You feel certain now. And that feeling is creative. That feeling is generative. It gives shape to the formless. You are no longer a servant to circumstance. You become a master of manifestation. To the natural mind, it may seem foolish to thank for something not yet seen. But to the spiritual mind, this is divine logic. All things begin in the unseen. A seed begins in the soil, hidden away before it breaks through into light. So too does every answered prayer, every vision fulfilled, begin in the invisible first. And gratitude is the sunlight, the warmth, the rain. It nourishes the seed before the sprout appears. It says, I know it's growing, even if I can't yet see it. There are those who pray and wait. And there are those who pray and praise. The former wait in anxiety, unsure if their desire will come to pass. The latter rejoice as if it has already happened, because in truth, it has. The moment your heart aligns with your word, and your word aligns with truth, and you release your request with gratitude, the wheels are already turning. The good is already on its way. Gratitude in advance does not hurry the universe. It doesn't need to. It unfolds in perfect timing, because the soul no longer doubts. The soul rests in the knowing. And in that rest, there is no strain. There is no effort. There is only flow. What a beautiful state it is, to live not in hope, but in assurance. Not in waiting, but in worship. So let the words fall from your lips now. Thank you. Thank you that it is already done. Thank you that it is mine by divine right. Thank you for the subscribers, the success, the overflow, the opportunities one cannot yet see, but I know are already coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Gratitude is the golden key that turns the lock of limitation. It is the mighty shift from the cry of, I don't have, to the declaration of, all is mine. In a world that constantly reminds us of what is missing, what is broken, and what is lacking, gratitude dares to declare, nothing is missing. Nothing is broken. I am connected to the infinite source of all supply. The moment you give thanks, even before the outer world reflects a single improvement, you have already stepped into a higher vibration, a higher truth, a higher law. Lack is not a condition. It is a consciousness. It is not something out there. It is something in here, rooted in belief. When the mind entertains limitation, the life reflects limitation. But when gratitude is practiced, even in the smallest of ways, the mind begins to awaken to the abundance that already surrounds it. Suddenly, the same eyes that once saw emptiness begin to see opportunity. The same heart that felt discontent begins to feel blessed. Gratitude transforms the lens through which we view the world. And when the lens changes, the world must change with it. Do not wait for your life to look abundant before you feel abundant. That is backward law. That is illusion. Gratitude is the bridge that carries you from where you are to where you desire to be. It says, I recognize the divine provision that already flows to me, through me, and around me. I may not yet hold it in my hand, but I hold it in my consciousness. And that is enough, for consciousness creates form. When you say, thank you for what seems small, the universe hears, ready for more. When you bless the little, you make room for the great. Because in the spiritual realm, there is no small or great. There is only alignment. And gratitude is alignment. It says, I am one with the source of supply. I lack nothing. I walk in fullness, even if appearances try to deceive me. And appearances do deceive. They speak of delay, difficulty, and not enough. But gratitude speaks of truth. And truth overrides appearances every single time. Gratitude is not passive. It is not soft. It is a force, sharp, active, and mighty. It breaks chains. It opens doors. It dissolves fear. When the soul chooses to give thanks instead of giving in, it shifts the entire field of energy around it. Circumstances respond. People respond. Opportunities are revealed. Why? Because the soul has chosen to vibrate in the frequency of already having, and the world must now match that tone. So if you are facing a need, do not speak of the need. Speak of the supply. Say, thank you for the provision, even if it hasn't arrived. Thank the unseen. Thank the infinite. Thank the divine order that is always at work, even when you cannot trace it. For the moment you thank, the moment you praise, the moment you bless what is, you are no longer walking in lack. You are walking in the land of abundance, and abundance will not delay in finding you. Rasmalai, every soul that enters your life is not there by accident. They are drawn by the mighty hand of divine order. Each one, whether a friend, a stranger, a subscriber, or a silent listener, is a channel of good, an instrument through which spirit flows. There are no coincidences in the kingdom of God. There are only divine appointments, perfect connections, holy orchestrations, set in motion by invisible law and carried out through human vessels. You did not reach 1,000 subscribers by chance. You were aligned with 1,000 souls, each one guided by inner prompting, spiritual curiosity, or the quiet tug of truth. When we see others not just as people, but as instruments of spirit, our entire relationship with life changes. We no longer chase after approval or numbers. We recognize that what is meant for us must find us, because it is drawn by the law. And the law never fails. You are not here to convince or to compete. You are here to receive, to radiate, to serve. And those who are meant to walk with you will be brought to you, not by force, but by divine attraction. Each person drawn to this space is a reflection of divine order made visible. They are not simply watching. They are part of the work. They are not spectators. They are co-creators in the unfolding of the vision. You plant the seed through intention and word, but it is spirit that sends the rain, and often, the rain comes through people. Through their presence, their energy, their encouragement, their silent agreement with the truth. You've spoken. When you recognize every soul as a channel of divine good, you stop seeing separation. You no longer believe the lie that supply must come from one source, one platform, one person. You understand that spirit has infinite avenues, and people are only the outer form of a deeper flow. Today it comes through 1,000 subscribers. Tomorrow it may come through a single message, a divine connection, an unexpected door. The form changes, but the source is eternal. And just as others are channels of good for you, so are you a channel of good for them. Your words are not just words. They are carriers of power. Your energy is not passive. It is an agent of transformation. Every time you speak truth, you stir the spirit in another. Every time you stand in your power, you give someone else permission to stand in theirs. This is not mere content. It is a spiritual assignment. And every soul who comes into contact with it is receiving something more than information. They are receiving activation. So bless every soul. Bless every subscriber. Not as a number, but as a divine being, perfectly placed by the hand of God. See each one as evidence that your message has magnetic power, your vision has weight in the unseen, and your faith is drawing forth living proof. Every soul is a vessel, and through them, through you, through this work, divine good continues to multiply. And so it does.